Morning everyone. Well, it's afternoon now. I'll start this video off a bit better than I did the last time. I got this car on the 22nd of May 2026. It's the 9th of July now. If you remember the last time we spoke, I actually meant that video for friends and family, but they said that I should just put it on YouTube, so I did it. And I mentioned that the bumper here was painted silver, and I didn't like it because the bumper should be black. It was a decorative type thing, and it sort of looked okay to a certain extent, but it started to peel, and paint on a bumper doesn't really go together too well unless it's black on black, so this is what it's going to be. I've actually already masked it up, and I've only masked the bottom half. I've not masked the top half because I use a board here, and it means I don't have to mask both sides. It saves on tape and obviously newspaper. No, I'm not being very fussy with it, although I have rubbed it down, but you won't get it perfect because again it was paint on a rubber bumper. Now you're not going to be able to feather the edges away, so I think the black will hide it, to be honest. But I've used a plastic pre-primer. Basically you put it on before you put on a couple of coats of primer, it'll just basically not stick. So I've already did that, and I've put two coats on the back. I've did one on the front. Now that'll be getting sprayed black, and the rest of the bumper is already black, but I can use back to black on it and that'll bring it up quite good. Again, the wheels, I've got to decide about that. 70 quid a wheel. I've actually looked at this again, the discolorization, I think I called it, a big word. I think it's a clear coat. I don't know if you can see it very well here. I think this is a clear coat and the silver's underneath. So as I said, I'll compound that, see what I can do. I've bought quite a lot of stuff, and the last time we spoke, when I got this car, I got it trailered up. I actually bought it from Matthewson's. On the internet you see Bangers and Cash, Matthewson's, the auction house. I bought it down there. I got it transported up because I wasn't sure about it. I had a 4-week MOT. It was a gamble, but I just had a feeling about it. I checked the old previous MOTs, and I felt it was looked after very well in the last 3.5 years. Whoever the previous owner was, this guy did everything. Timing belt, top and bottom hoses, heater matrix, hundreds of things. New exhaust, brakes at the back, the handbrake and everything was really firm. So I put it through a MOT. I got a friend of mine to take it over while I was working, and he said don't touch it. He said the car underneath is solid. He said I believe this will pass without any work needing done. And lo and behold, I went through its MOT with 2 advisories on the back tyres, and I don't know why, because the tread's quite good on it. Either it's something the MOT people do just to show that they've worked on it, or maybe they saw something I didn't, but to be honest, I thought the tyres, I don't know if you can see it there, I thought the tyres was actually okay. But anyway, it went through its MOT, basically no work required. So to me, that's a win-win. So like I said, I've did the back here as well. I've primed that. What I'm going to do now is, I don't know, I might give it another coat of primer. The weather's okay up here, but I'm not actually up in Scotland, as you can probably tell by the accent. It's actually kind of okay. I bought this stuff. This is the panel spray. Now, I'm not getting paid anything here, I'm just doing this just for my own sake and family and friends and things. So it's a panel spray, and it degreases and de-waxes the rubber bumpers before, I think any panel, before you put primer on. That's a plastic pre-primer. I gave it 2 coats of that, but you can actually prime and tap with that. You don't have to rub it down, you just prime and top it. And then you've got the grey, you've got the, obviously, Halfords thing. As a matter of fact, that was online. That refinished stuff, that was off of Halfords. And obviously that was Halfords. But this stuff I had to get online. I couldn't just walk in and buy it. I think I got the black paint. I think I went in and bought that. But the primer, I'm sure the pre-primer and that degreaser, de-waxer, I had to actually order that. But the black paint will be going on pretty soon. And I want to do it before the weather lets me down. I just thought I'd make this just to keep anyone up to date who really wants to be up to date with it. I've got plans, and the first thing was get the bumper bars back to, well, to me, where they should be. I said before I sent away to paint nuts, I was going to send away to paint nuts to make up your paint. Well, I did that and I've got that, so this is getting done next. I've actually taped that. I'll leave that to dry for a while, this paint, but this is next. Same on the other side. I've got Colour Magic for the paintwork. That should get into all the scratches, things like that. And I'll see if I need to touch anything else up. As I said, that dent, don't know if you can see it. That dent, I really don't know about that. I don't think it's that important. The wee chips, if you can just see them, I really don't know if you can see them here. But the wee things, the slight chips, I'll do them. Let's say the Colour Magic should go right into it. If it doesn't, I'll get a stick. I'll deal with that. As I said, underneath the rock solid, you could hit it with a £5 hammer. Even I was shocked when I seen it. I mean, you take a gamble and obviously it paid off. Now this car was valued at $2,000 to $3,000 by Matthewson's, and it only, like I said, had a 4-week MOT. Now there was another one there, it had a year's MOT, and the mileage was about 30,000 less than this. This has got 145 on it, but this was valued more than that car. And wee things like that, I thought to myself, they know something. So that's partly why I went for it. Some poor guy jumped in with 1,600 right away. To me, the sort of reserve was the 2,000, so I jumped in and just got it for 2,000. And if the guy would have went another £100, he would have got it, because I wasn't going to get into a big bidding match, although it was an auction. I just thought, I'm just going to go 2, that's it. So I went 2 and I got it. And to be honest, it drives fine. I've been using it now for weeks. Done a few 90-mile round trips, done a few of them. Starts on a button. Petrol, I think the petrol's a wee bit heavy on it, but if you're going to run a car like this, you don't think of the petrol and how much it's going to cost you. You buy it because you want to run it, and it's a car you want. So if you're going to get something like this, don't look at the fuel, don't start looking at things like that. You buy it because you want it, and with something like this you want to keep it on the road, and that's the idea I've got. I have got another car, as I said, and I thought maybe I would get rid of it and I just run this one. But the thing is, I've bought it as like a project. I've bought it, you know, maybe to take it to shows. Right now it's good enough. I've got people walking up to me, petrol stations, car parks. A lot of people, their dad had one guy, actually just yesterday, one guy spoke to me outside Harvard. He came up to me, suit and tie guy. I seen him on the way into the car park, and he came up and said, that's some car you've got there. He said, I had one of them, and this is what you're getting. You're getting people come up and saying, I had one of them, or my dad had one of them, or when I was a boy, you know what I mean, my dad drove me about in one of them. They're just not about as much. There are a lot of 850s still about, but there isn't a lot of 940s. I've not seen one in this area for well over a year. And the one I think I saw, I'm sure that the guy garaged it, which means it's never going to come out if you ask me. At least I know where I can get spares, you know, hopefully. But right now, everything's going fine. So sorry about this 6-week wait. I wasn't sure when I would get a chance to actually do any work. And I'm not really a YouTuber, I'm doing this on my phone, and I don't know how to do it the odd day in TikTok and things like that. I'm just doing this really for myself and anybody else that's interested. I never ever showed you, I never showed anybody inside. Here's a thing. Right, the seats, the bolster, it's got a wee bit of wear on the bolster, but I don't think that's anything. I can get that fixed, no problem. I think these seats were taken out of another car. I really think they were. And I think the door cards as well. I'm sure this has come out of another car. The carpet, I think it's the same, but I don't think it's been fitted very well back in the car. I don't really know if you can see. It looks okay, but I think somebody's taken the seats out and either they put another carpet in or they put the same carpet in and it's just not fitted very well. It's okay, but I've fitted carpets like this before and I had two 740s in there. So that's my daughter's dog, it was in the back. I have a word with her. I might be wrong, but I think this is seats out another car, and I think them door cards are out another car. The rest of the car seems quite simple. Now, somebody here, look at this. This is somebody with a cigarette. So I don't know who that was, but I would never do that. That's somebody with a cigarette, so I'm going to have to get this replaced. I don't like that, because I'm a fussy wee bugger. Right. The radio, it is a radio cassette. Haven't got any cassettes. There's a CD changer as well in the back, but it isn't wired up. But I don't know if I'd ever get it wired up again. I don't know if I'd ever change this. At the end of the day, some people say keep it standard. And some people say, oh, but you can modernise it. You know what I mean? It's a cast iron engine. You can make a good old car better than, but I'm kind of on the fence with that one. If anybody wants to comment on that, fair enough. But I really don't know. I'm not sure about that. The boost gauge, that doesn't work, but the turbo works. It goes like a rocket, honestly. People are looking at me as if I'm mad and I'm flying by them. But that doesn't move. That's the only problem. Everything else is fine, lucky enough. 4-speed, 4 gears automatic. So basically when you're doing 30 mile an hour, you're basically in 3rd gear. I think it used to be when the ones I had before, you had to have 45 before the overdrive could kick in. Now on 40s, 40, 50 mile an hour speed limits, I notice that's when it kicks in and the rev counter dips. Obviously that's like, into overdrive, and I think that's probably why it takes a bit of fuel. But when I mean takes a bit of fuel, it's nothing major, but if you're a person that looks at that sort of thing when they're buying a car, oh, would you get it a gallon? Well, you're better not bothering, because you buy something like this at the age it's at because you love Volvos. I mean, I think I've just admitted it to myself now. My workmates, they say that as well. I talk about Volvos. Because I had two 740s, two S40s, an S70, I've got an S90, and I went and bought a 940. So I may as well admit it to myself. Another wee thing, the roof. I'm on my back here. The roof. I don't know if you can see this. That is not a 30-year-old roof. That roof, I'm positive, has been replaced as well. There's a lot of things. The more I drive it, the more I see the pocket. Well, that's the old kick a door open. This is what happens when you kick a door open and it's plastic. It snaps. So let's go. Now that comes as a separate section. That screws off at the back. You take the panel off, and then you've got screws along the back of that. So you basically just unscrew it. So you can actually get that separate. You can buy that. Speakers are alright, it's a bit crackly. I was actually thinking of taking that off. Now what you do is you pull that forward. You literally, there's 2 catches in there and there's 2 catches there. So all you do is go to the left and that'll pop open. I could do it, but I'll end up one-handed here and I'd have to try and get it back in. So I'm not going to do it. Apart from that, I think I better get back on with it. And it still looks as though the tyres are down. They actually weren't. I mean, for all the time I had the 740s, I never noticed the tyres look, they're only 15 inch and it's 28 at the front, 30 at the back. So I've taken over the petrol station a few times and thought, oh, that tyre looks low. Especially this one, you would think that's low. It actually isn't. It's just because it's on the grass, it's sunk in and the council has cut the grass. That actually isn't low. So I know now I don't panic anymore. I go, oh no. But one wee thing, the wee scuttle panel. I don't know if you can see that. That's rusty. Some people think, oh, you better get that fixed. But the thing is, there's 3 bolts. There's 3 bolts behind here, one in each corner, and you've got one in the middle. You pull that back, that rubber's attached to that. The actual seal for the window is underneath. So you take that away, you're not taking away any seal, the seal is underneath. So you take that away, you take the wipers off first, take that away, and I'll take that round the back of the house and I'll work on that. Save myself a wee bit of money, although I do think I'll replace the windscreen at some point. I better get back on me because the wind is getting up and I really don't want it to rain. So it'll be a few weeks before I do anything else. I'll show you that it's actually finished. And the next thing, I believe is going to be these. Now they come black, they're not silver. Somebody sprayed that silver and not did a very good job yet. The other one was a wee bit better, but the car is actually, that's silver, that's black. So that'll be getting taken round. I'll be taking them off and spraying that. Anyway, I better go. So thanks for watching if you're watching, and maybe every couple of months I'll put something up. But right now, MOT'd, insured and taxed and on the road, because it's got to be 45-year-old now, not 40. Before it's a classic, it's 45 because Mr. Stammer wants more money, you know what I mean? But or was it Rachel Reeves or whatever one it is, they were a bit bothered that people were using them as daily runners. I can't have that, you know what I mean? Got to tax these people and get money off them with MOTs. So 45 years before it's a classic. So I'll keep going anyway. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.